Hello, ladies and gentlemen. In case you don't know me, my name is Elias Benedict, and I am the owner of a company called AdFelt that helps home care agencies grow and scale by helping them improve their client acquisition. Now, on this topic of this video, we're pretty much going to be discussing one of the key things when it comes to online marketing. Now, our online marketing has been a pretty big trend recently when it comes to home care, and rightfully so. About half the population, at least in the United States, probably spends more than half of their time online. So you can imagine how important it is to not just, be great when it comes to in-person marketing, being in front of the people, being in the community, but also being online, right? Taking active approach with that. And so one of those tools that we use in order to help you improve your online marketing is SEO. Okay, now what is SEO? SEO stands for search engine optimization. Now the word itself isn't important, but pretty much what it is your online reputation when it comes to search engines like Google, Bing, etc. Okay, and the way I want you to go ahead and conceptualize it is like this. Imagine you had a home care agency, okay, and right in front of the home care agency is a hospital, okay. How many referrals or leads do you think you're going to get if your agency is that close to the hospital? Probably a ton, right? Now, imagine instead of being right in front of the hospital, you were a block away, right? How many leads or referrals would you get? Maybe not as much, but you're still going to get, a good significant amount. Now, what if instead of a block away, you were a mile away or a whole city away, right? And so the way it works is the farther you are, the less likely you are to go ahead and get referrals or leads from that source, right? That which is the hospital. And that's pretty much how SEO works, right? When people are searching, they're only checking out the first couple websites, right? Maybe first 10, right? Anything else past that, we're talking on the third page of Google, fourth page of Google, nobody's barely really clicking on that, okay? And so the higher you start ranking, the closer you are to the source, the more you're going to go ahead and get attention, traffic, leads, clients, etc. Okay. Now that you understand that, I want to kind of show you how that plays a role, why is that important, and how that can probably impact your business. Okay. Now, so first things first, I'm on Google, right? Reason we're on Google instead of Bing or however is because 80% of the world's online traffic comes from Google. Okay. So home care in Georgia. Okay, we're gonna use Georgia as an example for the location. You're gonna notice here, okay, there's two different things I want you to pay attention to. There is the Places tab. Okay, this is pretty much where you see local businesses here. Okay, in your area, you're going to see the top 3 businesses. Then below that, you're going to see, they're called snippets, right? These websites right here. Okay, these are going to be 2 main things I want you to pay attention to. And there's going to be 2 tips I'm going to touch on later on how you can go ahead and improve your rankings on them. Now, when it comes to this, okay, I want to essentially show you the impact that SEO does have and how it's a real thing and a great source for leads when it comes to your business. So let's go ahead. Let's not even the first one we won't pay attention to because it is a government agency. Let's go to the next one, which is a home care agency. Okay, this is their second ranking when it comes to home care in Georgia. So Health Force of Georgia. Okay, when you go ahead and click on their website, this is pretty much what comes up. Okay, now if you go ahead, right, you open up a tool like this one that we use in my company to go ahead and help home care agencies, and you go ahead and look up their website, see what type of traffic they're bringing in. If you notice, there's around 162 people, right, that have gone ahead and actually gone on their website, right? And if you notice here, right, there's a trend, right, over 6 months, right? So far in June, they've had 162. In May, 177, in April, 216. So they're getting consistently around 180 different people clicking on them, right? Via, their computer. Now on their mobile, you're looking at probably like 95, right? So if you add those 2 together, you're looking at around 340 different people clicking on their website. Now, why is that important, right? Let me show you the gravity of the situation here. So let's go ahead and let's look up that phrase, right? Home care in Georgia. Okay, this is Georgia. So if you notice here in the state of Georgia, the amount of people that are looking up on Google home care is around 720 people. 720 people. And this is only just one phrase. What if we looked up instead home healthcare? Okay, if we look up home health care in the state of Georgia as well, you're getting another 720 different people looking that up. Now, what about other home care related, phrases, like personal care, 24-hour care, etc., right? So let's look up personal care. Right, if we look up personal care, you're going to notice, right, in the state of Georgia, around 210. Now, you can imagine there are several hundreds of different phrases, right, that people look up in regards to home care, right? People just don't look up home care, they're looking home care agencies near me, etc., right? And you're looking at anywhere between 2,000 to 5,000 monthly searches given in any state, okay? And that's a lot, okay? Now, if you're doing about 2,000, let's say 2,000 searches, okay? I want you to pay attention to this article, okay? When it comes to how these businesses rank, this was written in, last month. So this is fairly new statistics, okay? For example, okay, if we go back to our home care in Georgia, these three different agencies, right? If you go ahead, you click on the first one, right? What's that traffic looking like? What exactly are they bringing in? Okay. If you notice here, right, they have 6 different listings. They have the ads, and then they have the normal ones. We're going to pay attention to the normal ones, okay? So, the position for number 1, right, they're getting about 17% of the traffic, right, based off their respective searches. So if we're going ahead and we're going conservative, let's say 2,000 searches, right? What is 17% of 2,000? Okay. So we'll do 17, right? That's around 340 people, right? Which is fairly accurate from what we saw. 340 people clicking on your website. Now, yeah, okay, Elias, people are clicking on your website. So what? We're going to go ahead and explain. I'm going to show you why having this number as high as it is, you're going to see how many clients that brings you. Okay. Now, with that being said, though, actually, you know what? I'm going to show you guys right now. All right, cool. So I have this, this pretty much this sheet right here pretty much shows you exactly how important this is, and how you can use this in your business. Okay. So right here, we have top 5 local searches monthly that happens. Okay. So we'll go ahead again. We're going to say 2,000. We'll go conservative. Okay. So if you get 2,000 searches, okay, and you're able to capture 10% of that whole market search, that's around 200, okay? You're getting 200 people out of that 2,000. It's 10%. From that, okay, let's say you're able to convert 10% of those people that go on, click on your website. If you're able to convert 10% of that 200, you're getting about 20. You get 20 leads now, right? Now, from those 20 leads, if you're able to convert around 30%, which is industry average, okay? From those 20, if you're able to convert 30% of them into clients, that's about 6. And mind you, this is monthly searches, right? So imagine you're getting 200 people constantly on your website every month, average, give or take, right? You're getting about roughly 6 clients. 6 times 12, right, over the span of a whole year, that's 72 clients monthly. And if you notice from this big pie chart, you only need this amount. And for some context, these big level franchises, trust me, they're doing this, and they're not doing 10%. They're doing about, 15% up, 15 to 20%, give or take. And so this is something that you can use in your business to realistically get you these type of referrals that you want to be getting, right? These are referral sources, the amount of referral sources you need or referral partners you need in order to get these type of numbers. Again, you need like around, maybe a hospital, maybe 2 different doctor's offices, right? And imagine if you incorporated this on top of that, you are getting franchise level type of numbers. So now, with that being said, though, of course, how can you go ahead and improve this for yourself? How can you go ahead and utilize this, right? So the 2 main things you want to go ahead and focus on is, number 1, it's going to be the places, and number 2, it's going to be the websites. They each are a little different, okay, on how you go ahead about doing this. Now, the best tip I can go ahead and give you when it comes to this part right here, okay, we can go ahead and use these Prime Care right here as an example, okay? Pay attention to this. Number 1, reviews, okay? Reviews, if you go from, let's say, 0 or 5 reviews, if you go all the way up to 15, 20, right, the quantity doesn't matter. It's just more about the quality of the reviews. If you can go up, get yourself 5-star reviews, 4-star reviews, you're going to start ranking much, much higher. So instead of being maybe on, most people are currently on like the 6th page, the 4th page, the 2nd page, very rarely on the 1st page. You can easily jump from those numbers all the way to the 1st page, maybe top 8, right, give or take, simply just doing this, right? And the type of reviews you want your clients to go ahead and leave are ones like that are actually personable and kind of talk about their experience, right? You don't want, would recommend, or, kind of bland type of reviews. You want, these type of reviews, right? Like they kind of share a personal story, okay? And of course, you want to be responding to them as well. Now, go ahead and get your reviews right. But even before that, in case you don't have this Google My Business page, right? Simply just going to Google. If you look up Google My Business, you go ahead and log in there, create an account. Okay, there's going to be other things you want to do even before that. Okay, first things first, you want to make sure that you put your main headquarters location. If you have multiple locations, no problem. Just put it in the one where you started the business. Okay, or the one that has the most it attracts a more popular amount of people. Okay, now you're also going to include the different areas you serve. So, for example, Prime Care, they don't just serve Atlanta, they also serve Paulding County, all these different counties. Okay. On top of that, a big recommendation of mine, put in your hours. Okay. But the way Google works is if somebody looks up, let's say at 8 p.m., right? Because they close at 5 p.m. If at 8 p.m. somebody looks up home care services, okay, they're only going to show the ones that are open 24/7, right? They're not going to show any businesses that are closed. And so a big tip of mine, if you do want to stand out, from the competition, pretty much get ahead, is to put your hours in 24/7. Now, what does this mean? That means that people are going to start, calling your business at that time. So, just make sure you are prepared for that if you do want to consider that as an option. Okay. Now, make sure here as well, you put in a description. Okay. Now, if you notice here, they go ahead, let me see. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and put in your description, tell your story. Make sure it also includes relevant keywords. So we're talking like, for example, like personal care, 24-hour care, right? Those kind of important like phrases that are also talks about the services that you offer. Because if somebody looks up, again, home care in Georgia, right? Maybe they don't know that they need personal care or they need respite care. And so if you were to include that in the description, Google will most likely go ahead and show that out to you. Okay. Now, that's pretty much it when it comes to this. You can also put your socials. Okay. So for example, like their YouTube, your Facebook, Twitter, if you have that, etc. Now, this is pretty much how you would rank high up in your area when it comes to this. Now, what about when it comes to websites? Okay, because those are also important as well. And the main tip I have, or the main thing that I have for you that you can go ahead and do, is to put yourself in as many directories as possible. And so what do I mean by that? So for example, okay, if you have a government directory, like a state local directory that pretty much talks about home care, okay, go ahead and put yourself in that. So for example, this might be one, Georgia Department of Community Health. Okay, you go ahead. They'll probably showcase a couple different agencies for, the elderly whenever they're looking up, or maybe the family of these patients, or also any discharge planners. The next thing would be, other places like Yelp, for example, Better Business Bureau. Okay, another one would be MapQuest. Right, another one would be in actually home care related directories. So that's like care.com, right? Care.com. This is one where people look for, for services related to home care. Another one would be a place for mom, right? And what you're doing here when you're going ahead and putting your business information on here is you're pretty much having these businesses reference your business and your website. And what happens is Google's like, okay, wow, these people are actually, they seem legit. They're on a couple different other websites that mention them. Okay, cool. Let's start ranking them higher. We trust them more. Okay. And again, SEO, the name of the game is trust and reputation. Okay. How long you've been in this, and then how reputable are you? How much do people reference you? And so that's kind of what I had for you here. Okay. If you want to learn more, okay, you can go ahead and click on the link down below. I'm going to speak with me or my team on how we can go ahead and help you implement this deeper into your business, because SEO is something that can take anywhere between 3 to 6 months. You know, it's a constant improvement. Just like also, for example, I'll go ahead and leave this with you. Also, articles, right? Writing content in there. You know, that is stuff that you can go ahead and do, right? Writing articles, etc. Like, for example, here, these people, they're writing articles and going ahead and putting them helps you rank higher because there's more keywords, etc. Okay. So if this is something that, you know, you want help with, go ahead and click on the link down below. I look forward to going and speaking with you. Have a good one.